Hello Amy, welcome to our kitchen here at the American Club in Kohler, Wisconsin. My name is Ulrich Kuberstein and we're going to make a simple sandwich that you can make today. It could double up as a breakfast sandwich if you like as well. We're going to do that with an egg for you, but it's a yummy, any time of the day sandwich that you can make. And what we're going to put into this sandwich is some sausage, and we're going to do that a little bit differently to what you're probably used to. I've got some lamb merguez sausage here, which is a great sausage to use, a little bit of spice on there, and we're just going to remove that from the casing. So take your knife, peel back the layer of the sausage casing, and mix that in to your bowl. Make sure you get as much of that sausage out of the casing as you can. It has a little bit of spice to it, which is going to be exciting and make things a little bit more interesting. And you probably need about half a sausage per sandwich. Kind of figure that that's what you're going to work with. First thing we're going to do, though, is sweat some onions. I'm going to use a pan here, a little bit of olive oil into the pan. Add our onions into the pan. Keep the onions moving. Start to get, sweat them at first. Get them nice and soft. You're going to get the flavors activated that way. You're also going to get the onions to start caramelizing. There's a lot of sugar in onion, and when the sugar comes out, right now what's happening when you hear that sizzle, this is the liquid coming out of the onions. But as the liquid starts to come out, you're also going to start to release the sugars. And the sugar is going to start to caramelize and turn brown, as you do with any normal sugar when you cook it. And what we want to try and do is just break down some of that cell structure that you have inside the onions, get them a little bit softer before we add our lamb sausage. Now, if you don't have lamb sausage and if you don't particularly like lamb sausage, feel free, use something else. You could even use Wisconsin's favorite brats here if you wanted to. Again, take the casing off, break the sausage open. Or if you want, mix it up a little bit. You could also take a harder sausage. Maybe take a chorizo sausage that's been smoked already. In that case, what you would do is you would just take the sausage and do a nice fine dice out of it and mix it in with the onion mix as we're doing here. So we're going to quickly give this one more stir here. The onions are nice and just starting to get nice and soft here. And at this point now, and you can see just a little bit of color there where the sugars are starting to caramelize. We're going to add our sausage mix, there we go, into the onion mix. And what's going to happen here that's really exciting is there's a lot of oil in here that is going to just be lots and lots of flavor that is going to mix in with the onions. So just basically push that into the onions, getting all those flavors to marry up together, giving you a great, great flavor. Now, as you're going to cook this sausage here, this is going to cut down on your preparation time while you're making this dish as well, which is great. Now, you could go ahead and make this ahead of time if you wanted to. If you're going to do that and make it ahead of time, make sure that you cool down your sausage mix once you finish cooking it. You really don't want to poison anybody in your family, get anybody sick. Again, as I'm doing this, just treat it the same way that you would ground meat, ground beef, ground pork. Break it up with a spatula and allow that to cook away, nice and gently. All right, so the sausage is cooked very nicely here. You can see those lovely oils that I was talking about. Nice little orange hue to this. There's a lot of flavor in there that really is just going to make this a great tasting sandwich. So I've turned this down to a very gentle simmer at this point. I'm going to add some cheese to that. This is a Manchego cheese, which is a Spanish-style hard cheese. Again, good Wisconsin cheese, made right here in our state. Fold that in and just start to let the cheese melt gently from that residual heat that is in the pan. I'm going to season it at this point as well. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And again, depending on what type of sausage you used, you might need a little bit more or a little bit less salt as well as pepper, depending if you like things a little spicy or not. There we go. Just mix that in, and you can see the cheese is melting already, so that means that this is ready to go, and it's also going to mean that your sandwich is going to cook really, really quickly because the filling that you're going to add to it is ready to go. So, take your favorite bread, could be white, could be brown. This particular bread is baked for us in the kitchens of the American Club. We have a great baker that bakes bread every single day, so a great white bread that we're going to be using here. Take some of our mixture over here with the sausage, the cheese, the onion, and generously pile that onto the sandwich here. And a mix like this is probably good for about 4 to 6 sandwiches, again, depending on how much you want to put on there. You can see, as I said before, the fact that the cheese is getting nice and melted here already is just going to cut down on the cooking time. And some of that fat that's coming out of there where the flavor is going to soak right into the bread. So Take the lid of your sandwich, put that on top, push down on it, make sure that you keep all the ingredients inside there. And what we're going to do is here, we're going to put it into a pan here which has a little bit of egg wash as well as milk in it. Let it sit in there for just a few seconds because you want some of that egg to absorb into the bread mix. And turn that over. There we go. Take a little bit of paprika and just dust a little bit of that onto the top. There we go. And that's going to give you a nice golden color on your presentation of your sandwich. There we go. We take that out. A little bit of butter into a pan. Take a good quality non-stick pan. Right in there, nice and warm. Like I said, this is going to cook incredibly quickly. And down it goes. This is probably going to take about a minute on each side. You just want some of that egg that's in there to cook all the way through. You don't want any soft, runny, soggy egg. But this is going to cook really, really quickly on a pan like this. Push down on it from time to time as well, so that the egg that's on the outside drips through the bread a little bit, and then the cheese that's inside holds the sandwich together. So it's been in there for about 30 seconds. We're going to take a look. Turn that over. There we go. You can then take this at this point. You could finish it in the oven if you wanted to, but you really want about a minute, minute and a half on each side to cook this sandwich. There we go. And we're just going to leave that in the pan and let the egg cook through. Now that we have the sandwich just where we want it, nice and golden on the one side, and just take a quick look underneath and see what it looks like. Yeah, beautiful golden toasty on that side too. Take it out of the pan. You can keep these in the oven as you're making one sandwich after the other. We're going to cut that through on the bias and take a look inside there. The cheese is nice and melty. The beautiful lamb sausage is there. Plate that on. There we go. Onto our plate like that. And finish it with an egg. Beautiful, soft, runny egg here that we just made. There we go. Over the top of that. And we'll just garnish it with a little bit of watercress, which again has a nice spicy bite to it as well. There we go. 3 or 4 of those leaves. And a very, very simple breakfast sandwich that you can make for your family, for yourself, any time of the day. Doesn't need to be breakfast. Thank you very much, Amy. Hope you enjoy it.